A very good morning to all of our viewers. Today we have Mr. Anup Shrestha. He is the Senior Manager of Recruitment for the University of Adelaide. So as always, thank you for your time, sir. And I hope I can make this interview worth your time and effort of coming here. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so during the interview, please feel free to take breaks, sir, and take a sip of your chia whenever you want. All right, so to kick things off, could you introduce the university to our viewers? Like, what's the university motto and anything about Adelaide?
So, University of Adelaide is the third oldest university in Australia. It's a group of 8 universities as well. You can say top 100 university in the world.
Wow.
Established in 1874. This year, luckily, we are celebrating 150th year.
Oh.
So yes, if you
Congratulations.
Yeah. If these Nepalese students are looking for top 8 university, 150th old institution, and if they're looking for well-ranked university in the world, then this is one of the best institutions in Australia.
All right, so I hope you've noted that down, students. All right, so can you tell us a bit about the unique teaching styles in the University of Adelaide? So, for example, like Nepali students, they are more used to very traditional ways of learning, rote learning, right? And we have very, strict teachers. Like, they don't really go for anything like practical learning, sort of.
Yeah.
So, how is that different, and will it be difficult for Nepalese students to, adjust to this type of teaching?
So, teaching style is something different in Australia, and they don't need to go for, like in Nepal, you go for 6 days in a week, right? But in Australia, it will be 3 to 4 days maximum.
All right.
And it's a practical-based education, as you can say. And most of the programs we have is research-based as well. So they get to do research as well. And since the Group of 8 University is all about research, because they are famous for research, they're famous for ranking. So obviously, if they are looking for research as well in the course, I think they will get it in University of Adelaide. So in a nutshell, you can say it's a practical-based education they get.
All right. Okay, so now speaking of Adelaide, so Adelaide is known for its vibrant culture and beautiful landscapes. Okay, so how do you think the city enhances the overall experience for students, like not just academically, but also socially?
So Adelaide, I would say it's an educational city, okay? And only in University of Adelaide, we have 5 Nobel laureates, Nobel Prize winners. So it is also known as Nobel Laureate City, okay?
Oh, wow.
But another thing you should know about Adelaide is it's the 5th largest city in Australia.
Okay.
And back in 2021, we were ranked number 1 most livable city in Australia, number 3 in the world.
Wow.
So that will give you the idea that one of the most livable city, not only in Australia, in the world.
Yeah.
So we scored 100 out of 100 in education, 100 out of 100 in healthcare. What else a student need, right?
True.
So it's also one of the most affordable city in Australia. If you're comparing with Sydney, Melbourne, we're at least 15% cheaper. 14 to 15% cheaper than Sydney, Melbourne. So if your students looking for affordable option, most livable city, and most importantly, a best regional cities in Australia, then this is the one.
Right, and Adelaide is the one for you. Okay, so as you already mentioned, it's one of the most livable cities. So can we talk about safety when it comes to international students? Like our families would definitely be very concerned about their safety, right? It's a whole new world out there. So how does Adelaide fare in terms of safety? What support systems are there in place for Nepalese students or just international students in general?
So in general, I would say Adelaide is one of the safest city. We also say that whenever we talk about University of Adelaide, we say it's one of the safest, cleanest, greenest, and most affordable as well as most livable city. So if you're talking about safety, yes, this is one of the safest city in Australia.
Right.
And convenient as well. It's you can say 30-minute city. Okay. Because Adelaide is not that big. Okay. So if you want to go to sea beach, it takes 30 minutes. If you want to go to Adelaide Hills or Adelaide Airport, it takes only 30 minutes. So it's a convenient city as well. And in CBD area, its transportations are kind of like free. Okay, they don't need to pay for trams and few other transportations in CBD. It's free, and the international students get the same fare like the domestic students. So they get 50% discounts as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's safe, convenient, and
student friendly.
Student friendly in that way. Yeah.
Okay, so I was actually going to come to that, like when it comes to free commute. So that is like a huge plus for students, right?
Absolutely.
And because already we are paying tons for tuition, so we want to save up as much as we can in other aspects. So like what do they need? Their student ID for that, or how is it? Like how does it go about?
Yes, they obviously need a student ID to get that benefits, obviously. And then in terms of affordability, as I said earlier, is compared to bigger city, is quite affordable.
Right.
And convenient as well. They don't need to really take the public transportation to go around the city. They can walk as well. As I said, it's not that big. So there are a lot of options for students to do shopping or the activities, because in the year there will be at least 400 plus activities happening, or the festivals happening inside the city.
All right.
So they will enjoy it throughout the year.
Okay, that's great. So, all right, now coming back to the university, could you tell us a bit about the eligibility requirements, like on a whole?
Yeah. So eligibility-wise, for Nepalese students, since we are only talking about Nepalese, though we do have students coming from 120 different countries.
Wow.
Majority of our students are local, though. Nearly 70% of our students are locals, which is a plus point for Nepalese students, I guess. And we're talking about eligibility, right? So for Nepalese students, if they are looking for postgrads, because majority of our students are for postgrads, they're eligible if they have 60% or 65%, because every programs we have different eligibility requirements, right? Prerequisites. So if in general, I would say if they have 60% or 2.6, if they have GPA 2.6 and above, they can try for University of Adelaide. But if they are looking for better scholarships, they need at least 75% or 3 GPA and above. So they get 30% scholarship. Believe me, I think University of Adelaide is the most affordable group of 8 because of our scholarships, because we are offering 30% scholarships.
Okay, that's a relief, because like group of 8, they're definitely like no words can describe how prestigious they are, right? But then tuition is as high as their reputation.
True.
So scholarships would be a huge help to students, right?
Absolutely, because the mindset Nepalese student they have is, group of 8 universities are expensive. They can't afford the tuition fee and all. But, in our case, we are being accessible. We are being affordable with our tuition scholarships. So if they have 30% scholarship, they will be paying the similar amount they're paying for the normal university. So I think it's a good investment.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good deal. And how about IELTS requirements?
IELTS requirement for both undergrads and postgrads when it's 6.5, 6 in each band. But the thing is, again, even for the IELTS, for different programs, we have different IELTS requirements. But majority of our program, they need 6.5 overall, 6 in each band.
All right, so you heard that, students. The IELTS requirements will vary with your, with the course of your choice. But as Sir mentioned, definitely go for it if you're, if you can score that much. And if not, then you can always, visit us for our IELTS and PTE coaching classes. And we even have a discount going on currently. So,
there you go.
Yeah. So currently, our discount offers are, as much as you score in your previous exam. So, for example, if you have a 90%, so you're going to get a 90% discount, and so on. So, sorry, will you believe like one of our students is even studying for like 90 rupees because they scored high. So, there you go, students, right? You know what to do if you want to, go for IELTS classes.
You can't even get a coffee.
Right, exactly. Himalayan Java, what?
Yeah.
So, all right. So coming back to the questions, so what are some of the popular courses? And if you could, walk us through the Intex as well, like the common Intex.
Sure. So Intex, we have 2 different Intex. One is semester mode, second one is trimester mode. For semester, we have Feb and July. But for trimester, we have Jan, May, and September. But trimester mode is only available for master's degrees, okay? And especially, I would love to talk about trimester mode for this particular time, because we have September intake, okay?
Oh, wow.
The September intake is obviously not many universities in Australia, they offer September intake, but we do have September intake, and we have limited program for that.
Okay.
The programs, but very important programs. Those programs are Master of AI Machine Learning, Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, We have data science, cyber security, we have MBA international, we have master of marketing, master of project management, complex system, and we also have master of IT leadership.
Okay.
So if they are looking for all this program, especially those students who are missing July intake, I think this is the best time for them for September intake, right?
Right.
So they should come for this.
Definitely. And very industry focused programs.
Absolutely. All of them are very, very high in demand programs.
Yeah.
And in terms of popular programming within University of Adelaide, we do have a variety of programs, but popular programs are engineerings. We have all the engineerings for bachelor as well as masters. We also get many students coming for Master of Computer Science. Then that comes for Master of Business Analytics. We do have few students coming for education, teaching, etc. But these are the main or the high in demand programs, especially Computer Science and Engineering, Business Analytics, then a few business programs, and sciences as well. Biotech, biomedical is very famous among Nepali students, and public health.
Right, public health.
So these are the famous programs.
All right, so now students, you've got an idea about all the programs that we have in Adelaide, and not to miss the September intake.
Absolutely, September.
Definitely, contact us if you want to apply to Adelaide, right?
Absolutely.
And okay, so what are the statistics of Nepalese students currently in the university? And like us Nepalese people, we love community and we are from very close-knit families, right?
Absolutely.
So are there any clubs for not just Nepalese students but South Asian students, anything like that?
Yeah, we do have a clubs. We have 130 plus clubs inside the university, and if they're interested in sports, we have 37 to 40 plus sports facilities within university. In terms of clubs, specifically for Nepalese students, we do have Nepalese Association inside the university. I'm so proud to say that our number of Nepalese students coming to University of Adelaide is growing day by day, and our Nepalese community is becoming strong at University of Adelaide. So I can't really give you the total amount of Nepalese students currently studying in University of Adelaide, but I'm so proud that we have quite a few Nepalese students. Not only looking for typical that what do you call it, Nepalese student, they prefer to go to vet programs and stuff, but I'm so proud to recruit students for engineering, IT, data science, AI, machine learning. They all are coming for this, futuristic program. So I'm so proud of, that community, this particular programs. So,
great. That's great. It's really nice to know that Nepalese students are finally, stepping out of their comfort zone.
Absolutely.
And trying out new sorts of programs.
And in Group of 8 University, that matters the most.
That's the USP. Group of 8, just the phrase itself is enough.
So let me tell you why you should go to Group of 8. If your students are looking for ranking, riches, reputation and recognition, they should go for Group of 8. Because ranking-wise, all of them are top 100 in the world. We are 82 in the world. Riches, they do 70% riches in Australia. The riches impact in the economy is $65 billion plus. And if they're looking for these things, I'm sure recognition and reputations comes along.
The big R's, right? Ratings, recognition, research, right?
Absolutely.
So definitely opt for GO8 and especially University of Adelaide.
Absolutely.
Right? So now coming to career prospects, because that's the big deal, right? Getting a degree is just half the battle fought, right? So how successful are Nepalese graduates from the University of Adelaide in finding jobs, not just in Australia or even back home in Nepal? Because maybe not everyone wants to work there. They want to contribute to their own country. So how do you think how's the career prospects for such students?
So I would say value for money. Because if they're spending that much money for Group of 8 University, they need a return on investment as well.
Definitely.
So we again, happy to say that, in terms of employability, we've been number 1 for many years in South Australia. Okay. So the reason behind that is we have industry connections. We do a career fair inside the university twice a year. One in March, one in August. We do a career fair. Big names, multinational companies, local companies, they all come to the university to take our students' interview.
Wow.
So, not getting job is a weird thing for us, because if they are studying in Group of 8 and we're giving them opportunity to meet with direct industries, I'm sure job is not the big deal. right? And being number one for employability for so many years, I'm sure our students has, that opportunity within university. Even for internationally as well, once they're studying in Group of 8 university, I don't think they will be, having a hard time for the jobs.
Right.
Just not be the issue.
Right. Just having University of Adelaide in their CV is going to, work.
Absolutely, because the first thing the employer look at is always the degree and where they're coming from.
Definitely.
So that matters.
All right. So speaking of like jobs, are there any on-campus internships particularly accessible to international students?
Yeah, we do have an internship. In fact, I'm sure more than 70% of our programs embedded with the internship.
Okay.
And we call it work component. Especially for undergrads, we have 8 weeks.
Okay.
And for postgrads, 12 weeks plus 10 to 12 weeks. So internship is one of our strong point. And if they are doing internship or work component in the industry, so they are career ready.
Yeah.
So one of the big thing or the motto you were saying is obviously making the students career ready. It's our strong point, I would say. So yes, internship is one of our key strengths.
Right. That's great. And okay, so coming back to lifestyle, right? So food is a major part of it. Like not just Nepalese, any lifestyle, right? So on that note, do you have any restaurant recommendations in Adelaide where, maybe they can get a good, taste of home? So yeah.
Momos, right?
Right. Momo, dal bhat,
Nepalese.
anything. Yeah.
So we do have Nepalese, we have quite a few Nepalese restaurants in there. I think one of the restaurants called Gorkhalis or something.
Oh, okay.
So you don't even find the Nepalese cuisine. They are inventing new cuisines, right? I mean, Nepalese cuisine. So, but something like, pressure cooker momo. I'm sure you don't even know that.
I have no idea about
we
that.
can get it in Adelaide. So can you imagine? So Nepalese, they love momo. So we have a lot of Nepalese restaurants in there. So I don't think they will, miss home if they are looking.
Craving.
Yeah, if they are looking for Nepalese food, they will get it in city center. And since we are in city center, it will be easy for them to get the Nepalese food. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so speaking of food, I'm already salivating. Okay, so so eating out and ordering food is not the option. Like every day they can't do that, right?
Absolutely.
That's not practical at all, not sustainable. So what about supermarkets where maybe they can get Nepalese or Asian ingredients and groceries of those sorts? So anything like that, anything like bhat bhatini in Adelaide.
Bhat bhatini. Okay, interesting. Look, in Adelaide we have Adelaide City Centre. So City Centre is where you get all the cuisine, not only Nepalese. For Nepalese, we need rice, we need other vegetables and meat maybe. So everything, not only for Nepalese students, even for all South Asian students or Southeast Asian students, they can get it in that particular market. So all the cuisines, I would say, and not only rice, we eat some other things as well. So if they're craving for Mexican or craving for Vietnamese food, or they want to explore something new, they can all get it in Center Market.
All right. Okay. One-stop destination for everything.
And walking distance as well. It's not that far.
All right. That's a plus. So, all right. Last but definitely not the least, let's talk about housing. Right. So, are there any on-campus accommodation or any services from the university, that will help students find accommodation nearby, maybe? So, anything about that?
So, accommodation, we have a university-managed accommodation as well. We have actually 2 of our accommodation is just next to the university. They don't even need. They can walk maybe 10 meters away from the university.
Okay.
So one is Escape, second one is Hugo. But we also have university managed scholars. I mean, the accommodation, we call it the Village, which is 10 minutes away, and we have a free shuttle bus, so they can go to our accommodation as well. So accommodation wise, what I would suggest to our student is obviously they have to try upfront. If they are coming for July intake, they should not be trying in June. They won't get it, right? So if they are looking for July intake, I think they should try by May at least. Then only it will be easy because it's very competitive. We don't have our accommodation for each one of our students. But it's not difficult to find the accommodation, around the city as well. So it's not a big deal for accommodation. But if they are really looking for university accommodation, they should try a little bit
earlier. Right. So the early bird gets the worm. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you heard it from sir. So, all right. So with that, we come to the end of this interview session. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights. I'm sure they're going to be incredibly informative and helpful to all the students applying for the University of Adelaide.
Yeah.
And so, sir, let's end with some, your words of wisdom for the students.
Okay. So if Nepalese student, as I said, the community is growing day by day. And good news is if you're looking for top-notch university in Australia with the affordable tuition fees, I think Adelaide is being one of the top priorities for Nepalese students. So if you're looking for, any program, we have all the programs. So if you're looking for regional city and you're looking for group of 8 university with affordable tuition fee, this is the one. So next intake is September. We already said what program we have for September intake. You can try, you can come at Study Square. Study Square is one of our trusted partners in Nepal. So you can visit Study Square.
Definitely. You heard that from sir. And besides our coaching classes, we even have personalized counseling. So you can always, visit us anytime you want and get in touch with our counselors and know more about the University of Adelaide. So thank you again, sir.
Thank you so very much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. It was a pleasure. And thank you so much for viewing and see you next time.